nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
There's no limits to the suplexes in this city, and we're always smoking bombs like it's 420. We get high as though we're hot and talk wrestling stuff. And it's hosted by Jim Vicious, Tyler Buzz.
Welcome, thank you for downloading episode 187 of Suplex City Limits for November 10th, 2018. It's 187 on an undercover cop. It's your boy, the King of Bong Style, Jim Vicious, and he's the reason Canada is running out of weed. My co-host.
I mean, what am I supposed to do? I gotta smoke weed. That's just how life works. If the government can't provide a good quantity for us all, then fuck it. I'm gonna buy it all. Taller Fudge.
There you go.
I forgot my name for a second.
It's like waiting for you to say your name. You keep your hands off ours, man. We need all we can get around here.
I'm pretty stoned.
Fucking A, dude. It's a Saturday wake and bake special, man. You know.
Yeah, got some McDonald's, smoked some weed.
I like that about this show is, you know, you might get a weird super late Friday recording, which is a completely different thing than the Saturday wake and bake special.
It is. How am I can't be at my super uplifted when I'm waking and baking. You know, it's going to be a more subdued. Hey guys, it's early morning. Softer voice, sexy Tyler.
A better voice, yeah, drinking coffee. Fuck, yeah. Suplex City Limits available for listening everywhere fine podcasts are found. Follow me on the show Twitter at Suplex City Limit. Follow Tyler at The Federation. If you like this show, consider picking up a t-shirt at Pro Wrestling Tees. The new design, SEL Arcade, is live. So
it is live.
You can
it's
pick one up.
Live if you really want to be that way.
Yeah, we did it. We sold one already. Take a guess who bought the first one.
I'm going to go with, drum roll please, B-Rad.
Yeah, B-Rad Brad. You know, we were designing like, what a fucking guy.
He is. He's a beaut. A fucking beaut.
Yeah, we love you, sir. So you can check that out. That design's available. We got 5 designs now.
Yeah.
God damn.
Yep.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, move over. Fucking whoever it was in that TV show in the 60s.
Wow.
I can't remember.
Jeffersons?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I was born in 87. Give me a fucking break. The dude was fucking halfway dead by the time I was born.
Oh, man. Or, we're getting off track already, or you can donate directly to the PayPal, like Cody Hatch. Shout out to you. Or you can donate on Patreon, become a producer, get a shout out like our friends Caleb Morganfield, Casey. He's not balding, Christopher Spalding. Josh, Viola JD from the Smack It Down podcast. Check those guys out everywhere podcasts are found, especially if you think Australian accents are sexy.
Yes. And I'll be on it, actually. We'll be recording late tonight.
Oh, good Lord.
Good
well,
Lord Almighty.
Check that shit out. What are you doing? Royal Rumble 2008, right?
Yeah. I haven't watched it yet. Me and Travis are going to watch it before we do it.
Well, he's on there too?
Yeah. Travis will be on there too. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
We're going down under.
Going down under on each other. Max's Garage, speaking of going down on each other. The interracial orgy. Infamous Chris Savage, B-Rad Brad, Kick-Ass Keith Martin, the Rice-A-Roni Jabroni Tyloni, Insane Ian Jackson, and Jumpin' Jeremy Foltz. Much love to you guys. Let's get into the wheeze of the day. What do you got? What are you smoking?
I have Northern Lights. I feel really high and really sparkly. So it really comes into play. But they say that Northern Lights is a descendant of indigenous Afghani and Thai landrace strains, and it's been given the rise to famous hybrids like Shiva Skunk and Super Silver Haze. It says it has a sweet and spicy taste, earthy, and a pine, which smells like pine, really, and it does. All that is very true. It is an indica, so I'm pretty level, you know.
There you go. Over here, we've got the Lemon Kush.
Ooh, that sounds sweet and beautiful.
Yes. Sweet flavors of lemon and citrus mix exceptionally well with the earthy Kush undertones.
See,
The light green buds are covered in a white frosting. They have white shit all over them and provide uplifting and creative effects. We shall see about that.
good.
The perfect
Good.
solution for the stresses of life if you've been feeling sour. Huh?
Oh, boom, boom.
There you go.
Beauty.
So there it is. Get into the show this week. Started off. We get to the top 3.
Suplex City Limits Top 3.
The Suplex City Limits top 3, our top 3 matches of the week. Why don't you take us through it, sir?
Let's see. The first match on our top 3 will be the Bucks of Jericho, or are they Y2 Jackson, taking on, are they really the Bullet Club, Kenny Omega, Cody, and Marty Scurll.
Yeah.
So that, and this was not a technical fucking masterpiece, but it was the funnest match I'd seen all week, because it's 6 guys out there just having fun, just trying to pop the crowd.
Yeah. It was fucking great. I had a good time watching it. I actually watched this show not live, but as it aired.
Yeah.
Shout out to the person who provided that. Yeah, I thought the whole show up to this, though, it really wasn't. I don't know how much they paid for it. I don't know how much this was. But, I mean, it really wasn't, like, anything that exciting. It was that tournament. But this
the
match
highlights
was
of the tournament.
Well, I mean, you watched a good portion of the tournament
I
on the
did.
show. Well, you could.
You could, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
No.
But yeah, this is really good. Lots of story, great spots. Omega gets the pin. Very fun. I like Jericho dressed as a young buck.
Yeah, it's a great look for him, really.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not fault Jericho if he decided to adapt it.
I thought the atmosphere was cool. I was like, I haven't watched wrestling from a boat before. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. It does a good job at selling anybody to, you know, like, hey, you know, consider coming on if you're planning on going on a cruise. Why not the wrestling cruise?
Oh, fuck that. Never.
Oh no, I had my
Never.
stand on it is that I don't think I'd want to be locked to a boat with all these fucking dudes.
No, yeah, absolutely not, dude. That's exactly it. I don't want to go hang out with fucking. I saw like just at random some guy on YouTube had popped up and it was like some random asshole and it had like 4 views and it's like him from the Jericho cruise and he's like, oh, you just like the kind of guy if he walked up to you, you'd be like, oh fuck. You know?
Yeah.
I met my bunk mate. I'm like, what? You don't know who you're sharing a room with?
Ugh.
Oh my god, I gotta. Just to be packed on a boat. Imagine if you were silly enough to take your fucking missus with on that cruise of virgins. Oh my god. There'd be so many people like jacking off in small bunkers to your fucking thinking about your chick in a bathing suit.
My God, yeah, people just sneaking photos.
Oh god.
Like, oh no, Brian
Trying to
Cage
like
is
walk
just
up
right
next
behind
to her
you.
and like take a picture of her with him, yeah.
Yeah, try to get a picture of her asshole.
Oh man. Well, there you go. Top 3, right? So yeah, fun match, worth checking out. While we're here, quickly, the only other things I thought on this show, I'll give you my quick thoughts. Mandy Leone was on commentary for some of the semifinals. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, she's no good.
This fucking bitch has no talent at all.
No.
She should be in porn. She's only on this show because of who she's fucking.
Yep. No, it's so true. It's so true. And
She's
the Women of Honor division, I really could take it or leave it. I just don't like it at all. Yeah.
Oh, I could definitely, clearly leave it.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
I don't know the last time I've ever watched a Woman of Honor match. Really.
Yeah, fucking.
But then getting on to really good matches, let's talk about Minoru Suzuki taking on Tomohiro Ishii in one of a continuation of their let's beat the fuck out of each other matches. And honestly, I can watch this anytime. Keep on doing this, man. Every couple months I'll watch it because it's great.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong there. It's one of those things, this feud just never ends. It just kind of keeps going, but it doesn't matter. You'll always want to watch it. You know, it's always, it's very good. It's one of the best rivalries, in recent memory.
I think so. They've done a really good job of just letting the work tell the story and the work do all the work essentially. So
yeah, let the work do the work.
Let the work do the work. No, they just club the shit out of each other. Just the sheer amount of elbows to the neck, or elbows to the collarbones kind of deal. If you want to be precise.
Yeah. Just sit and just like exchange those things, exchanging slaps and shit. Like
yeah, doing
crazy.
true strong style. You know what I mean? Or they're true fighting spirit. It's just a match that's all fighting spirit spot. I love that. It's fucking fantastic.
It is, yeah, definitely. So a lot of people, like, if you don't watch that kind of wrestling, it's like, go out of your way to check that shit out. Because
at least watch it once. If it's not your thing, then it's not your thing. But
watch
I'm
these
sure
two frightening Japanese men just beat the fuck out of each other.
Yeah. It's like that should change anybody's mind. I don't know if you'd be able to get anybody to sit in front of that and just be like, their argument will not be, this is so fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you can tell the sounds of a smack. It's distinct.
Yeah. For sure. And then what else? We have Jericho and Evil.
Yes. Which, I don't know. I really, really, really like this match.
Yeah.
It was not the brawl that Jericho has had in the past in New Japan. It was more of a, they had some spots outside, but it was nothing like it usually is with like Omega. That match was head over heels more of a brawl than this one. But Evil came out. At least Evil he wasn't so gaudy when he comes out. You know what I mean? Sure, the little satanic fan thing looked pretty stupid, but his sigh, right? That Halloween sigh at least has lights now.
Hey, he got some LEDs put on it.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
did you try to swallow the mic?
That was me burping. Sorry.
I seen that. I didn't see it, but I mean, I'm watching you, Jim.
Hey, can you see me?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, that's scary.
No, I can't.
Every week my webcam is actually on and I don't know it and you're just watching me.
Pick your nose. Fucking make funny faces. Playing with your nipples. Yeah, that's what I see.
Holy shit.
I know. I didn't know my voice had that kind of effect on you.
Yeah, well, but this was good. Really like crazy fucking spots through the table.
Yeah, it was a really good match. And I did like their idea to keep Jericho with the title. It was just a smart idea, in my opinion.
And taps out Evil with the walls.
Yeah, I'm glad he brought back the walls too. That's a power move right there.
I fucking love Bruiser Chris Jericho, man.
Yep.
Yeah, he's just tapped into the Bruiser Brody shit. It's great. I love it. He's fucking turned 48 this week. Oh. And he has 2 matches on the SCL top 3. I don't know what that tells you.
You know what, man? He wouldn't have done it in the WWE.
It's true.
I think right now you have Jericho making a proper claim as being one of the greatest of all time.
He is. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he's done his WWE thing. That got a little stale. He had a good character every time, but his matches weren't everything that we always wanted it to be. And now that he's cleared away from the WWE for the time being, it seems like he's got a whole new lease on life, and everything is just coming up fucking Jericho.
Yeah, right. For sure, man.
Like he sold out a fucking cruise ship.
Yeah, indeed he did. So that was pretty much the top 3. The other things that you want to talk about on this show, I guess the Naito challenges Jericho. Jericho refuses.
Yeah, and he's still going on with said refusal.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I guess we'll see where that ends up.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought his post-match, did you see Jericho's post-match interview?
No, I didn't.
Dude, he walks backstage and does a press conference, right afterward. That was fucking great, man. It was great. He's like, I already made Naito a star. I made Evil a star. I mean, he just goes off, and it's really fucking good.
I would imagine it is. I that's one thing I always forget to do. I always forget to watch those promos that they have because I'm so used to it just being Japanese people doing it.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, a lot of people kill it on those too. Juice Robinson kills it on those. Cody's great on those. Yeah, fucking very
What
good.
about? Did you watch the Being the Elite Halloween special?
I have not.
Oh man,
I should have.
you've got to watch it just for Cody's horror story.
Oh wait, I did see that. I did see that.
Yeah. Oh, you fucking scared, Marty? Fucking loved it, man. It, to me, is the best thing I've seen in so long.
What do you think of what do you think of Chucky T on commentary?
Man, I would. You can. I can't. I'm not going to say he was perfect. He was great. I'm going to say if you gave him, a couple more shots, I think he could be really good.
Yeah, way better than fucking Lanny Poffo.
Oh boy, God, Lanny Poffo telling the fucking crowd that he could do a better fucking move. Yeah.
Yeah, than a young lion.
Fuck you, Lanny Poffo, man.
Yeah. It seemed like Kelly doing it because right before the microphones cut out at the end, you could hear him. He's like, "It's like, hey, you're awesome, man. Anytime, whatever.
Yeah, anytime, yeah. If you ever want to quit wrestling."
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I think he was like, "Thank God, somebody who I can fucking work with, and show." And he probably does want to show somebody a little bit, take a guy and kind of. But yeah, fucking Lanny Poffo. So I would be. You imagine having to sit next to that fucking guy and try to work a show? Oh
and
my
all
God.
you're thinking in the back of your mind is this guy can suck his own dick.
Yeah, he probably sucked his own dick today.
Somebody throw that mic away when he's done.
Exactly. This dude just fucking swallowed his own cum today. Because if you could suck your own dick, you'd swallow your own cum.
Well,
right?
you're going to stop at the best. You know what I mean? You're going to stop right as no. You're not going to stop at the best part. You're going to keep on going, and this is going to go in your mouth and shit.
Unless you do a spit, maybe, I don't know.
Still, well, I mean, what's the worst? If you got to spit it out, it's probably going to be even worse.
Yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't. It would leave your mouth quicker if you just swallowed it than if you spit it out.
Yeah, I feel like if I could suck my own dick, I'd probably just swallow it, dude.
Because cum's not going to be like a repeater. You know what I mean? It's not going to. You burp, you're not going to taste cum. I wouldn't say, would you? It's not that strong.
No, yeah, you do. Yeah,
oh, you do?
I've heard first person have told me. People have said that to me.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sorry, ladies.
I've heard women complain of that.
I'm sorry, ladies. I feel bad.
Yeah, well, there you go. And that was New Japan.
Well, we had Naito beat Sabre. It was a good match. It paled in comparison to the two matches it was wedged in between. Goto beat the horrible Taichi, which, if anybody likes Taichi, I think you're no friend of mine. That's for sure. Taichi is horrible.
How does he still fucking exist?
I don't know. I really don't. I don't understand.
And not only does he suck, but he also is just a weird, kind of fucking chubby looking weirdo goth guy. I don't know what the fuck he is, man.
Yeah, all he's got going for him is a hot lady. That's it. That's all he's got. So I'm glad Goto, which is weird though. Goto wins that title in a match Will Ospreay was originally planned on being a part of. So what this says to me is they were obviously done with the Taichi never open weight title reign. They're not doing this no more. We gotta get it off. We can't have Taichi in a single match on Wrestle Kingdom 13 or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do? Put him on fucking Wrestle Kingdom? Get the fuck out.
No, you can't. We also had Roppongi 3K beat Ibushi and Shingo Takagi and El Desperado and Yoshinobu Kanemaru in the finals for the Super Junior Tag League.
Yeah.
which I mean they've been strapping the rockets to Roppongi 3K. I thought it would be a good time to have Bushi and Shingo Takagi win it because Takagi is so new. Is like give him this is the fresh match we wanted. But I would imagine the plan is to put the title on Roppongi 3K at Wrestle Kingdom to take on Yoshinobu Kanemaru and El Desperado.
Yeah. Holy shit. That was like an overload of Japanese names. I was going to mention one of them, and then you threw like 5 more on top, and I'm like, fuck, I don't even know who I was going to talk about.
Were you going to talk about Shingo Takagi?
Yes, actually. That guy's fucking really good. I would like to see him in a singles feud or something.
Yeah. I think we'll get that going down the road. But doesn't he look big for a junior?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's a little big for a junior. But I mean, I'll suspend my disbelief.
Get it like him and Ishimori or something.
That would be tits, I think.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Where is that motherfucker, anyways? Like fuck.
Ishimori?
Yeah.
Tagging with Eagles on this in
that's
this tournament.
right too. Yeah. Yes, that's right.
Who that's weird. Like, we're gonna get American. Like, how did they find? I mean, and I know like a lot of people know who that guy is, but I didn't. So
No,
like,
I didn't
that's
either.
pretty obscure, right? I mean, that's pretty obscure if we don't know who he is.
Now I do know that New Japan has been doing those tours of Australia. So I don't know if it's someone that stood out from there, like just like using local talent, but
He's from here, isn't he? Isn't he from the U.S.?
I don't know. Is he? Let me check. I thought he was from Australia.
Oh, I have no fucking idea. So he could be from Australia.
Yeah, Australian professional wrestler, better known in the ring name Robbie Eagles. Yeah,
There you go.
his real name is more wrestling than his wrestling name.
What is it?
James MC.
Oh yeah. Should have stuck with your own name, son. Well, there you go. New Japan, pretty awesome. What do we got going on now? I'm still came out of the off season for that one show, and I'm going back into off season until Wrestle Kingdom, pretty much.
Well, what they have going on now until Wrestle Kingdom is World Tag League, which is the heavyweight tag team tournament. It's obviously going to be not as good as I don't like it as much as the junior heavyweight tournament because there's not. I don't know. The teams are just okay. Here's the teams. You got Evil Sonata, Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. So obviously, I'm never going to watch any of those matches. Killer Elite Squad, Suzuki and Izuka. As much as I like Suzuki, I fucking hate Izuka. Then we got the Guerrillas of Destiny, Adam Page and Yujiro Takahashi. Then we have Chucky T and Beretta, Ishii and Yano, Elgin and Cobb.
Oh, again?
Yeah, they're still going with that. Finn Juice, which is David Finlay and Juice Robinson. Yoshida and Umino, which are Young Lions. Then we have Tenzan Kojima and Makabe and Hinar.
I mean, I kind of like that they do this shit,
Yeah.
But it's like I said, like you were saying the other day, it's like it's a great time to just like bail out.
It is. It is. It's not required watching. You can get by just watching the finals of the World Tag League.
And a lot of people watch any of them that have commentary and shit. By all means, man. But there's so much other shit going on that it's like nice to be able to take a break here and there.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of tag teams. There's not real tag teams in there. Like I would like
Not
this
a
a
lot
lot
of them,
more
no.
if they had more actual tag teams.
I agree completely. Their tag team division is really lacking.
I agree. I think that like not having a real tag team as champions is like that's why I'm like all for if you're gonna put it on show and the juniors, then great.
Yep.
They're at least a fucking tag team.
Yep.
I don't like when it's just like two random dudes. It just doesn't do it for me, man.
Yeah, I know. I get you, and and this hankers back to where this whole thing falls heavily onto the subgroups of New Japan, where you got like Chaos and
Right.
Taguchi 69. You've got Los Ingobernables. You've got Suzuki Gun, Bullet Club, Elite. So you just get a mix of everything, right? And so this is going to be the first show though that the Elite are separated from the Bullet Club as name wise. Because you've got Adam Page and Yujiro Takahashi as the Elite. So
Interesting. But yeah, there you go. New Japan. We should move on. Get into the week in the news.
you ready for the news, are we? This week in the news, delusional thoughts have been said about WWE being as big as Disney. And then Zeus returns to wrestling. Over to you, Jim.
I'm Jim Vicious, and this is news to you. Fucking Zeus, man. I don't want to start with that. I want to start with some good news, dude.
Okay, I bet you know what this is. We got 15 minutes of our life back, don't we?
Yes!
Yes, thank fuck.
That's the feel-good story of the week.
It
Raw
is.
overruns are no more.
Oh, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and I'm feeling my Mr. Rogers get up. You know, I've got my sweater on. So I'm ready to tie my shoes up straight.
Why
Get ready.
did they do that? Did someone did the USA like that?
The USA thought it made it feel more sport-like, the fact that it overruns. But it all started in the Monday Night Wars.
Yeah.
Right? Is, you know, WCW going on early, WWF staying late. And so for some unknown reason, it stuck around after the Monday Night Wars. You know?
Dude, if you can't pack in everything into that 3 hours, and dude, we'll talk about Raw maybe a little bit. Oh, God, that's awful this week. Terrible.
Just a dumpster fire.
Yeah, so thank fuck for that.
Yeah. It's at least, if anything, going to make that third dismal hour a little bit more precise, a little bit more tightened up, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not just going to try to cram just as much in that time and just rein back a little bit.
There it is. Stephanie McMahon says that the goal for WWE is to become bigger than Disney. She's like, I see no reason why we can't.
It's like, bitch.
Disney makes good stuff that people like, you fucking moron.
Disney has fucking perfected the feel-good story. The WWE, this week's Raw and the last fucking month of WWE storytelling will tell you that they do not know how to make a feel-good story. If you can learn how to make a feel-good story, WWE, I will listen to this and maybe take it with a grain of salt. But as of right now, I shit on your opinion, Stephanie McMahon, and let me shit on your chest. Thank you very much.
Let me shit in your vagina. She says, quote, 10, 20, 30 years from now, there's no reason we can't be as big or bigger than Disney. I love how they think that shit, too. They put that on the, you know, the WWE then, now, forever. Like, I wouldn't be so fucking sure, man. I wouldn't be so sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that at some point in time, you know, she says in 20, 30 years, maybe this is a slight of, you know, when Vince is gone. You know what I mean? But
it's not going to be, though.
No. I would hope it would be, but the chances are very slim.
It's got to be better. You know, that's the thing. They can go around and try to figure out, like, well, what do we need to do to grow or whatever the fuck. At the end of the day, it has to be good, and it's not. And that's why nobody's watching it right now, because it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It sucks. And it sucks so much. Like, it, you know, it's not in a vacuum either, because it sucked for a long time, but it really sucks now.
Yeah, it's not that WWE now sucks and didn't before. You know, they've sucked since, like, 2001.
It sucked then, now, forever.
Yeah. Like, it sucked for a long time. I honestly can't tell you the last time that it didn't suck.
I mean, you know, like Jake the Snake biting Macho Man in the arm.
But they still even then, the stuff around it is not like that was great. I mean, that angle itself is great, but the show itself was still never great. You still had
coming
Hulk
up
Hogan
from that
on top.
era, though. I guess like I'm older, so like I think of the late '80s as a fucking good period of WWF.
Well, no, like this it's also the time that I watched a lot of my stuff as well. But it's like I have fondness, and I just try to keep my bias out of it. It's like, you know, I have went back and watched WrestleMania 6. It's a pretty hard watch.
That's fair. I don't disagree with you there.
Like fucking 30 matches on the cocksucker.
Yeah. This shit's been going on this week with Gail Kim. She basically said, called WWE racist.
Yes.
And she says that it comes from the top. I have no doubt that that those people are racist. At least Vince. At least like them as a company, I feel like overall they are probably racist.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. You look at their track record. You know what I mean? They've never been able to really push anybody other than a white guy with any prominence because they just can't really wrap their head around it. The Rock worked because he's only half. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She said that, quote, as an ethnic female in wrestling, there will be people reading my words, and I want to set an example. I did experience racism. I never even understood the term gook until I worked for the company or heard the usage of so many ugly racial slurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a hidden secret that, you know, that you take it. Terry Taylor's been known as a guy that's just fucking just racist as shit. You know, he was part of like the WCW racism lawsuits. He was a name there. He was a long part of the WWE. You know, does he still work at the WWE or is he at TNA now?
I don't know. He's not an Impact.
No? Then maybe he's in WWE. I don't know. I mean, that just doesn't go away. You don't just become not a racist.
Maybe, I don't know, yeah. I don't know where gook comes from.
I know that in the Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood says it a lot.
Yeah.
He's
I mean, I know the
racist
term.
bastard.
I've heard the term. You know, like we used to do, like, we used to have a deal every Saturday afternoon. Like our whole group of friends, whoever was alive and available, we'd all go fucking Saturday Gook Crew. You know, we'd all go to a Chinese buffet. But I don't know. I don't really know what it means.
I think it was a slang made around like World War II.
Yeah. Either way, she says they're racist, and I don't doubt it.
There was a lot of people that were just like, "Oh, you're just bitter bitch." And I was like, "Man, come on." Like,
she does work for Impact still. She's a producer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a reason why I'm assuming she left so many times.
Yeah. Impact, the ratings went up a little bit.
I mean, what did they do to make the ratings go up? That's so random.
I don't know. It went up quite a bit. I mean, well, considering their ratings, they had 129,000 this week.
Oh wow, that's up from like 90 or something like that.
98, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like you wouldn't really tout 20,000 people very much as a big ratings pop, but when you look at it, that's like almost a third of their audience. You know, it's not bad.
The special hour, it was a final hour episode. I don't know what that means. But...
Oh, they did their whole pay-per-view gimmick on TV. That's probably why. Killer Cross, Johnny Impact match.
Yeah. Johnny Impact defended against Killer Cross. I heard that was good. I heard Eddie Edwards is really good too.
Yeah.
Jordan Grace, former Jim Vicious Hottie of the Week, Jordan Grace. She made her debut.
She could make a case for being Hottie of the Week this week too.
Ooh, I got a different Hottie of the Week this week.
Oh, you do? Well, I'm trying to think of who that might be now.
No, you'll see.
I'm stumped. Is it from something that we all watched?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Edmonton. Oh, we talk about Edmonton. They are to consider dropping professional wrestling as a combative sport.
Again?
Yeah.
Oh my God! This was just they went through this last year, motherfuckers.
Well, the entertainment form. Okay, it's currently lumped under a city bylaw with other combative sports, such as MMA and boxing, that are overseen by the Combative Sports Commission. This will take that off of there, I guess.
So basically, the city just wants to get the liability off their hands.
I don't know.
I'm sure this is all still stemming from that boxer that got killed.
The guy says this professional wrestling, the Edmonton-based Real Canadian Wrestling. What a fucking name that is.
RCW.
Yeah. Gives us more freedom to present events as we see fit, as many as we want. But then it says it's not good because it opened the doors for outlaw, untrained, unprofessional promoters. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I guess. We'll see what happens with that. They putting it under with those MMA and shit was fucking ridiculous.
It is. It is. There's no need for it to be. Like, if the circus comes into town, do they get put under MMA?
No.
Right?
Someone's more likely to get hurt there than in a wrestling
Yeah.
show, probably.
Yeah.
And doing trapeze and shit.
I think so.
There you go.
Let's see here. There's a rumor backstage that Strowman is his own worst enemy. He's showing up late all the time. He leaves early sometimes, and he's apparently the disturbance backstage.
How?
I don't know. His etiquette, his backstage etiquette is lacking immensely. And that could be where he's just like a chicken fucker kind of deal.
A chicken fucker.
Well, I mean,
Why doesn't somebody fucking teach this kid something?
I mean,
did nobody teach this kid anything or what? Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen him walking lately?
Have you seen him try to run lately?
It's very sad.
Done. He's done.
Yeah, his knees are shot, and that's a shame. And that's probably why they haven't been pulling the trigger on him. It's because they know his knees are shot. So, and if that's the case, then man, you can't fault him from that.
What's the problem with leaving early? I
No
never
problem.
understood that.
There's no problem.
If I do my shit and I'm not needed, why the fuck do I have to hang out? That said, what's so bad about hanging out?
Yeah.
You know, if you're done, take a fucking shower and, you know, go fucking lay around or do whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Yeah, you don't have to stay until they take the fucking ring down, but when the show's over, like it is, I don't know. Are the people you work with such prudes that you can't hang out with them?
That said, dude, there's like, what's with that anyway? The whole wrestling etiquette thing, I think it's a bunch of fucking bullshit. A lot of it's a bunch of bullshit.
I would say
Like,
so.
You
Yeah.
come in and, you know, I don't think they do it anymore, but back in the day, like, you had to shake everyone's hand and all. Like, who gives a fuck, dude?
Yeah, no.
Like, who cares? You know, there's a million of those little wrestling etiquette things that just sound like things asshole dudes came up with at some point.
Yeah.
And it's just kept going on. There's no fucking need for a lot of that. It's nonsense.
No, I agree. I agree completely. The whole like Bucks thing from years ago is just mind-boggling. You know, everybody getting butthurt because this guy didn't shake my hand. It's like, did you really want all those germs on your fucking hand, you loser? It's
Like, who cares? Like, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm fucking whatever.
Like, I understand, like, you're at work. You know what I mean? Like, you got to at least be somewhat professional. You can't go fucking making a goddamn mess or whatever. But I did hear a funny story that somebody, CM Punk, at one point in time was saying, yo, since I'm the locker room leader, I want you guys to pick up your trash in the locker room. And then fucking Booker T is just like, you ain't my locker room leader, motherfucker. Starts throwing his trash on the ground and leaves. It's fantastic. It's like, fuck
That's
you,
awesome.
Punk. If I needed another reason to not like that guy, that was number
little-
682.
Little bitch ass motherfucker doesn't drink or smoke weed. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I robbed the fucking Burger King, motherfucker.
I was in prison, motherfucker. You know?
Oh, man.
Dude was like on a top tag team fucking back in the GWF, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, give him a break.
You don't know shit about anything. You fucking wrestling, you know, in the Ring of Honor and shit. Doesn't have anything compared to Booker T and wrestling in like what? The early 90s in GWF?
Yeah.
Fuck. What else we got? Joey Ryan is injured.
Yes. What is
Not
it?
his penis, surprisingly.
No, I mean, that's the first thing I thought would go, but...
Yeah, pectoral muscle. Did you see also, speaking of him, where he got slammed by a fucking giant dick last week, 2 weeks ago?
That must have been his injury angle.
Tremendous.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, what would beat him, you know? Of
Right,
course it
exactly.
would take a giant dick to beat him.
Exactly. That should be his Achilles heel. Like, Hangman Page's giant dick couldn't beat him.
Yep, that's true, man. But he may require surgery on his pectoral.
That's a shame. That's a shame. Two guys down with pectoral injuries this week.
Joey Ryan is great. I don't understand why he's not on some kind of weekly show. Like, can they not get Impact? Not get him, or do they just not want him?
Lucha Underground. Oh no, you think he'd be allowed because there's so many Lucha Underground guys on Impact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Weird.
It is weird, but maybe he's happy with what he's doing.
Yeah,
he's running his own promotion and all that bullshit.
Speaking of Lucha Underground, Lucha Underground producer doesn't know if season 5 will happen. We're back to this every year.
Oh yeah, every year.
Every year it ends, and every year I have to sit and go like, oh fuck, come on, and read stories. It's coming back. It's not coming back. It is coming back. Fuck.
We'll know when a taping starts.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
the only time you can be 100% positive about it. But you know what, man? You know what I'm going to say? I love where they're going in storyline. I love that. But fuck Jake Strong, man. If they didn't have that last video in that last show that showed Wade Barrett in the fucking limo, I would never watch the show again. Ever. I never would. Because I do not want to watch Jake Strong as champion, but I know it's just an integral part of the story.
Yeah, well,
it helps me there.
More about that. Did you hear that Naito was talking about how he declined an offer from WWE?
He told him he was going to use the washroom and left or something like that?
I didn't hear that.
I heard that.
No shit. Oh, what the fuck was that? I didn't catch that.
Whether or not that was true or not, I don't know. Maybe I was stoned and I read something wrong, but I thought that was. But I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to feel. Holy fuck, that was a large bag. But yeah.
I'm out of my fucking dude. I'm out of my head on this lemon kush right now,
dude.
man.
My Northern Lights have fucked me too,
dude. Oh god, man.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Won't you be?
It's just like a blizzard outside, just snow falling.
Oh really? Oh man, it's like
it's
3 degrees.
It's not a blizzard, but it is snowing.
It's like 3 degrees here. It's beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Better
All
weather than we.
Melting. I'm gonna go get some ice after this, and fucking pour it on the driveway and let it do its thing. Because I'm an adult these days. Some ice, some salt.
Oh, what are you talking about, man?
What am I, fucking Macaulay Culkin for Home Alone? Kevin McAllister, baby. Making booby traps for fucking Stone Toller Fudge.
Jesus. Roderick Strong got married.
He did, yeah. He got married to...
Marina Shafir.
Yeah. There you go. That's her name. It's a really hard name to remember.
Yeah, she's also signed. She is. Oh yeah, she's one of the fucking 4 horse-faced women of MMA.
Yeah, she's the one of the 2 that are stiff as boards.
Yeah.
That Jessamine Duke, man, you can just look at her and just like, oh, you're really nervous, eh?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're doing.
Oh, I thought you were saying like a board, like because they look like boards when they're naked.
That too.
Jessamine Duke looks like a 2x4.
Yeah, she's basically
Jim
a
Duggan Jim Duggan live.
Oh!
Looking live pick that exactly. So, I'd bang her though. When her nudes came out, I was like, I need muscly bitches, but I did that shit.
Oh man, I would too. I thought I died and left and went to heaven there last night at the pub having food. The girl that brought me my mac and cheese wedges, she gave me I'm judging you look because you're fat and you're eating mac and cheese. She was like 6'4", man, legs for days, blonde hair, beautiful. I was like, oh, you could sacrifice me to whatever god you fucking worship, lady.
Sweet weaver.
Yeah.
I believe you can get me through the
Fans
night.
came on.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I know how that is. Dude, did you hear this rumor about Alexa Bliss possibly being considered for a heel authority role?
Is she that injured?
Evidently, I have no idea. She's been pulled for more shit. She's not. I don't know. She came out this week in like a fucking Stephanie McMahon fucking pantsuit.
I know, but it was a hot pantsuit. I would have fucked her in that pantsuit.
Yeah. Good God, dude. Fucking hate this shit. I know, like, dude, if she's gonna be like a heel authority figure, like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, I'd rather not. I'd rather not have it. Like
Yeah.
she's okay in spurts. She don't have to be all over the show.
They do shits like that too, with like Paige. I don't understand that shit. This chick goes and like takes your belt and has like fucking dudes bust bricks on it and shit, and then you make her a fucking part of your weekly show. I don't understand. That's crazy.
I mean, it's the progressive world we live in here, Jim.
I guess it is. And then probably the biggest story of the week, which is somehow last. Legendary luchador and trainer Jose Lothario, dead at 83.
Yes, just good friends, better enemies. Like Jose Lothario in it. He's a big.
Oh,
He's a
yeah.
big part of our. Well, actually, no. His biggest part was WrestleMania 12, but he gets phased out here soon. But no, he'll be in a bunch of the WWE episodes we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah, in the 90s.
Yeah.
97.
96, 97.
He also trained Shawn Michaels, so.
Yes, he's also who he opened up the school with that evidently started training Daniel Bryan and others. So.
Oh yeah. There you go. So that's all I've got, man.
Yeah, that's all. That's all I've got as well, except for like Zeus being coming back to wrestling.
What is he gonna do? Is he gonna run?
He never
gonna,
could
have
do
a
anything.
match?
A pair, I guess.
He's impossible to fucking deal with, that guy.
Oh man.
Like they tried to pick him up in a red car or something. And he wouldn't
Yes,
get in the car.
'cause he's a fucking. Was it a Crip?
He's a Crip, yeah. So they drove like blue. So he can't be in a red car. I guess he was just like the biggest fucking pain in the ass to ever deal with.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, even like, he was in that one WCW episode we've done so far, WCW Uncensored '96 as Z Gangster, and it was god awful. He was only in like the match was like 30 minutes long. He was only seen for like 3 minutes of it, and it was Z Gangster and the Ultimate Solution, the Bane guy from Batman and Robin.
Oh my god.
Speaking of Bane, that's what fucking Matanza's new gimmick was. Bane.
Oh yeah?
That's what he looked like anyways.
Yeah. I'm not that familiar with such things, but
Fair enough, I'll just go fuck myself.
well, I don't know anything about comics or comic book movies. I
Fair enough.
don't partake.
Fair enough.
So hey, there you go. You got any other news?
No more news. News is all ran dry.
All right, from there, let's head over to a voicemail. You can send us voicemails, mofudge.com.
Yes, /Suplex City Limits. And you'll see the little microphone there, and you click record. You got 60 seconds to say whatever the fuck you want.
Is it 60 or is it 90?
Maybe it's 90.
Yeah.
Either way, it'll tell you.
Either way, hurry the fuck up when you do it now. But send us shit, and maybe we'll play it on the show. So,
Yeah.
So what we got this week?
We've got a question from Viva La JD. And so here we go.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Jay Dialligan. Comment t'appelles-tu, fils de pute? What's up, guys? It's the Viva La JD here with a very
It's a
quick
pretty
question.
decent French.
So there's rumors going around that Jericho and JR are going to be starting their own wrestling promotion. And by the looks of things, the Elite might be going there if that's the case. So my question is, do you think that the Elite is all the star power you need to start your own wrestling promotion? And who else you would sign to that company? Thanks, guys.
Well, I would imagine that if you were to pop up another company in North America, the Elite have to be involved.
His question is it enough to start a company? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is.
It was enough to sell out a 10,000 seat arena because the undercard did not sell out that arena. It's the fact that the Elite was putting on a show.
Yeah, and if by the Elite we're talking Omega, the Bucks, and Cody,
Yeah, it's. I would take that group. Well, all of the Elite. I would take every last fucking one of them, and build a show. Build a company around them. So you take what they can do well, and you focus on that. You know what I mean?
How do you do it? I mean, you have to do it where they're not. I mean, they'd have to be the focus, I guess. But yeah, how do you? It'd be hard to tell a story from behind that kind of. Like at what point does it end up being like NWO sold out or something?
Well, like I would have them there. They are the Elite, I would have them be the only group. I wouldn't have them being a disruptive group. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would have them just as a group. They're just a group of friends that are in this show. They're not going to get involved in everybody's match. You know, you do that at a special occasion and it means something. But you know, but who else would I hire for a show like this? You know, you've really got to go after, you know, as much as it might suck to say, some WWE guys that are disgruntled and would like to leave but have major potential. You know what I mean? That you would have to do that, and if you had the money behind them that they say they have, and the no politics bullshit, I think you would be able to attract a few from WWE, maybe a few from New Japan as well. I would definitely try to have Juice Robinson as a factor of the show.
You could have. There's so many guys out there right now. I mean, it's not like you'd be. Well, there's no talent out there. I mean, there's so many guys.
And you know what, man? I would try to do a working agreement with all the companies in America aside from the WWE. You know, because the only way that they will triumph over the beast that is WWE is if they all work together. You know what I mean? They're not going to be able to just cherry pick the indies, you know, because the indies will then replenish. And people always love the underdog story. They're always going to cheer for the indies.
Yeah. Fair. There you go.
What about you, Jim?
What's up?
I said, what about you, Jim? I feel like I've rambled on forever there.
Oh, no, that's all good. I agree, man. I think you could definitely build something around those guys. I feel like they would go, you know, they're going to have somebody. You know, you're not going to be able to start up again and with, you know, no one.
No, you got to have at least some star power. And I like Paul Heyman's philosophy where you have one legend. You know what I mean? You have one old guy, and he's the one guy that, you know, that gives you the babyface sympathy. So, like, as for who that old guy would be, it's definitely not Billy Gunn.
How old can the old guy be?
I would say no older than 45.
Huh. That's how old Jericho is. Jericho's 48.
Yeah, Well, I would go with Jericho and maybe have him as the old man. I look at Jericho and I don't see an old man.
No.
I really don't.
If you look at his chest, I see an old man.
Well, that's mainly because of he's had a couple torn pec muscles or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, he doesn't have the shape. Don't worry about it, man. You can be an asshole all you want. I don't care. Jericho seems like an asshole. So.
Thanks, buddy. Who does? Jericho? Oh,
yeah.
We also had a question from Twitter.
Yes.
Lucha Krusty asked, is Jeff Cobb done in Lucha Underground? And bongs or blunts?
Well, are we okay? So let's tackle the weed question first.
Blunts.
Blunts. Now, are we talking about blunt? It's traditionally blunt papers or a joint in general?
I mean, I think you can throw them all together.
Then I'll go with blunts. I'm not a particular fan of blunt papers. I just find them heavy. But I do like myself a good old zigzag white or a raw. Yeah. They're pretty good.
Yeah. And bongs, man, it's like on special occasions, you know?
Yeah. If my lungs aren't shot today, I'll smoke a bong. But I find I cough a lot.
It's kind of a young man's game. Yeah, I've been smoking reefer every day for like 20 years, so I
like my joints. I'm a traditionalist. I also
smoke cigarettes for 20 fucking years.
Yeah. I like that paper.
Yeah. Quit this week.
Quit smoking How is that going?
I quit smoking cigarettes, and then I smoked one, and then it's like I quit for a day and a half, and then I smoked one, and I quit for a day or 2 days, and then I had one, and then I had a couple. I mean, I'm getting there. I'm there.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I'm almost there.
As a guy that a pack lasts in 2 days, I feel like you're making good strides.
Yeah. Well, we're getting there.
What was the other question? Jeff Cobb.
Jeff Cobb done. I mean, I don't know. He's dead. His character's been, everyone can come back.
Jeff Cobb's also on ROH now, so I'm assuming his contract is up, and he no longer is contracted Lucha Underground now.
That's true. Yeah, he probably is done then.
Yeah.
I would go with that.
And you know what, though? The whole story is focusing past Matanza now. He doesn't seem to be a focal point of where the story's going. So
Oh, he's dead. Yeah,
exactly.
I thought they did great with that. They got the best use of Cobb. What's the best thing you could do with that guy if you see him? Put a mask on him. Make him a fucking Jason Voorhees fucking killer.
Yeah,
You know?
it's. I won't lie. It's my favorite time. It's my favorite character that Cobb's done.
Well, yeah, it's like the only character
Yeah,
Cobb's
it's
done.
true. It's true.
Yeah. And yeah, kill him off. They got a great amount of use out of him. They did a lot of shit with him. Fucking nice done.
Yeah.
Kill him off, move on. That's the thing about Lucha Underground is like you can just keep going, but we'll get into that more.
Yeah, we will.
Later. Also, another thing I saw on Twitter, it wasn't posed to us, but I thought it was an interesting question, and I figured maybe throw it over to you for some discussion. They ask 3 modern matches to introduce someone into wrestling. I went with Killshot versus Dante Fox, Hell of War from Lucha, Okada Omega from Wrestle Kingdom last year,
Yeah.
and Gargano versus Ciampa Takeover New Orleans.
I would. Oh, there's so many. So fucking many of them.
I mean, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
I will say Gargano and Ciampa, you can't go wrong with that one. That one's such a beautiful fucking match. Any of the Okada and Kenny matches, I feel like that might be a little too long for some people.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, you know, I don't know if I would, I don't know. What would I do? Probably any of the Kenny Okadas, the any of the Gargano Ciampas, really. And,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe AJ Styles and Nakamura, just to show him some pageantry. And just to be like, you know, here's a great story in a match and some hard hitting, and it's a beautiful match as well. In this, I'm talking about like the New Japan match that they did, not the shitty WrestleMania crotch chops or crotch kicks.
I think all those have a good story. Gargano Ciampa has a great story that, you know, if somebody came in, they watched that little, you know, trailer for that match and then watched the match. Hell of War match too had a great fucking vignette before it.
Yeah.
Telling the story of, you know, so yeah, good shit.
Yeah. No.
Let's move on to a surprise Mark Tank. I don't know if we mentioned that right here.
I don't know if we did or not, but I feel like we might have. But if we didn't, here it is, and now, Brian Pillman.
Mark is a guy that pays his last $20 on crack cocaine. Mark is a guy that believes that OJ did do it. And Mark is each and every one of you son of a fucking bitches.
Tank. No one knew Mark Tank was coming because I didn't do the whole like this week on the show.
We instead
Just Lemon
talked
Kush.
about how stoned we were.
Yeah, Lemon Kush is to blame. Mark Tank, where I read Mark comments off social media as they are typed for our entertainment. This week is a sunglasses breaking episode. So, oh man, we'll talk about that angle. Do you want to talk about that angle before we get into it?
It's like the only thing to talk about in Raw. You know what I mean? Like, what else are we going to talk about on Raw? The multitude of matches we've seen each and every week.
Yeah, it's not heat, dude. It's just dumb.
Well, first off, how can you get heat when it's the first time you show it?
Well,
They
right,
haven't
yes.
even established the fact that the glasses were important. She wore them one day and somebody broke them.
When they put it like, oh, see these glasses here, you're like, oh, those are getting broken.
Yeah, exactly.
But they think it's heel. They're like, oh, we're gonna get heat. They're gonna get heat for this, and it's like, it's not heat. It's just distasteful. You know, It's just like when you did the Page thing with Reed Flair, and then you had to walk it back. That's not heat. It's just bad. It's just distasteful.
Yeah. I agree. It's but that's the only thing they know how to do. You know, heat. Let's get heat, guys, all the time.
Yeah, here we go. Jorge Garcia says, who has only one pair of sunglasses? That's insane. I have 4.
Jorge, I love you.
What the fuck, dude?
Oh, that's fantastic. That was good. I like that.
Jim Neidhart had to have at least like 5 fucking pairs, doesn't
Oh,
he?
I'd imagine at least. I mean, you look like a very forgetful guy.
Yeah. Oh man. Let's see here. Joseph Lentil. This is by far the worst thing I ever seen in WWE, and I've been watching since 1998. She should be in prison for years for doing this.
This guy, this fucking guy. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. He's been triggered.
Yeah.
Wow. Who go to jail for years for breaking a pair of glasses?
Dude.
And let's not even forget this is the worst thing he's seen in WWE. This is the worst thing. They had Eddie Guerrero, who was dead, tag team with Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Against
That whole thing
Vince
was
and
fucking
God.
gross, dude.
Or whatever the fuck it was. Was it Shawn Michaels and God against Vince or something like that? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's madness, man.
Adya Abinash Panda says, what a despicable act of torture. This is not professionalism. Completely disrespect for the late, great Anvil. You should never play with someone's emotions. Natty should take revenge.
Wrestling is playing with people's emotions. That's how you do it. This was distasteful, but this is how you do it. You gotta play with emotions. But like these guys though, these guys that are bitching about this, I bet you they would never bitch about how Roman Reigns' leukemia is being fucking just thrown in your face. Yeah, they're fucking that dead corpse till it fucking rots.
Yeah. Same thing on this show, yeah. It was this, and then it was the Reigns shit used. They keep using that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to milk that, man. That's going to be something that's just going to be forever. They're going to just... Fuck.
Yeah. Randall, and a bunch of numbers, probably his phone number.
Let's try
Trying to
calling
meet people. From Twitter, says, how low was that? That was pure evil. You know what they call fair wrestling, because I think these cheating girl go back, learn, and whatever don't belong to you mean don't touch. No periods in that whole thing.
I feel like what Randall was trying to say was that don't touch something that's not yours. So what I say to you, Randall, is I'll shit in your bag and raise you 10 points. Come at me, motherfucker. I love you. I'm in a weird mood today. I did edibles last night, and it's carried over. I'm still stoned from last night.
This one is off subject quickly, and then we'll go back to the sunglasses ones.
Okay.
This guy on Twitter, man, Quentin Berkeley, he says, Nia Jax is a hot woman and sexy woman and pretty hair and pretty eyes and pretty lips and pretty smile, and I have a huge crush on Nia Jax, and someday I will love to ask her out on a date.
Oh man, he is in love, Jim.
Dude, if you look at his, I was looking at his Twitter and it's disturbed. It's a lot of like, really like all about Nia Jax and shit. It's very disturbing.
Yeah, those Twitter pages, I guess, are really weird when like they pretend to be the person.
It's like, dude, why are we not finding out who these people are? Like, I think they're a fucking threat to society. You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
not
I
this
get
guy,
you.
but these people who like all they do is tweet obsessively like to these women and harass them, and like it's like, dude, this person has something fucking wrong with them.
Yeah. No, I agree. And this is not to call out Evil Evan, because I think what Evil Evan did was fucking fantastic. But Scarlett Bordeaux opened herself up to a slew of shit, and she's been getting all kinds of obscene bullshit.
Oh, I don't know why she did that. No, yeah, fuck, that's great. I'm glad you brought that up. Yeah, our boy Eve 11, shout out to you, sir. He listens every week. He sent in for that Scarlett Bordeaux thing, and yeah, she
She
trolled him for.
roasted the shit of him. I will say, like I popped when I seen what she wrote, and I was like, oh my fuck, that's fantastic, fantastic. How
I
can
thought
you be mad at that? That was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he said she's just playing hard to get.
That a boy, that a boy. You keep on trying that nut.
I told Klondike Bill to send her something. I don't know if he's going to or not. He definitely needs to.
Goddamn Klondike. If you do, you got to send it over to us.
I mean, you might get fucking. Who knows? Klondike could get arrested for saying crazy shit, right?
He does. He does have a tendency for the obscene, but I mean, I'm all for it to watch a guy go down.
There it is. Logan Matthew Cote says, Natty Sasha Bailey, I'm sorry about what happened. Natty, I would give up my glasses to you. I would do anything to make your hearts, and that's in parentheses, like Bret Hart, heal.
Oh, God.
He was going to give her. I'll give you my sunglasses. Yeah? And that's got to be.
Yeah, your fucking greasy, fingerprint-riddled sunglasses are going to make my father come back to life.
Yeah.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Let's see. This one, I don't understand what this one is. MD Arshad Ahmad says, the girls who make sex seem to be the same girls. I don't even know what that means, dude.
Seem to make sex.
The girls who make sex seem to be the same girls.
So, like, yeah, I'm with you, Jim. I can't decipher what that one means.
I don't know.
There's like the girls who make sex. What, man, that's. I guess every girl that fucks breaks glasses.
I don't know. Donovan Matthews. Natty gets no sympathy from me. Your father should have more than one pair of glasses. What the fuck?
Oh, fucking ruthless.
I guess. But I just like, I don't understand. Like, he should have more than one pair. Oh my God. Mason Lane, storyline or not? Okay, was it debatable? Storyline anyway. That was uncalled for. A coworker should never touch another coworker's personal belongings while at work, let alone break those said personal belongings that belonged to a father who has passed. Unacceptable.
Do they really believe that these were his glasses?
Yeah, dude. Storyline or not, they're not sure. But if it's not,
yeah, these $2 sunglasses we got from Walmart that hold this huge sentimental value to me. Don't touch them. God forbid.
I got more for this. This is a really big Mark tank, so I apologize. But so we'll divert again, and we'll go back to the glasses ones. I want to divert with some Mark Tank Celebrity Edition.
Oh.
Hulk Hogan at Hulk Hogan. This is like the day after whatever the fuck it was, Crown Jewel. He said, okay, today is a new day. After seeing myself on Crown Jewel, I decided to get serious and get under 300 pounds. I looked huge, swole, jacked, and my arms are still bigger than most wrestlers' legs. I don't want to look like I can beat up the whole WWE roster anymore. Only love, HH.
He's a fucking tool. What a fucking tool, man.
I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
That's really, though. He's the fact that, like, I bet you he's still pushing for that one last match.
God. Oh man, guy can't even walk. He hasn't been able to have a wrestling match in like 20. He's like 20 years away from being able to even work a match.
Yeah, no, it's the last time that he was able to do a decent match was probably what, 95, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. He did the shit with The Rock. That was pretty awesome.
Like, well, it was awesome because of the atmosphere, but it's not like Hulk Hogan was a good wrestler at that point in time. He was pretty broken down.
I should go back and watch that today.
Yeah, it's. If you watch it on mute, it's horrible. I've done that once.
Yeah.
Sucks.
And your other celebrity, Mark Tank, from the big guy, Ryback himself.
Oh, yes, motherfucker.
Someone tweeted out, Ryback is such a fucking blessing in the wrestling industry. Sorry, I keep muting so I can cough my brain because I've been sick for like a week and a half.
The voice just sounds like it's ready to go. It's like, I can't stop coughing.
Yeah. Oh, when you're fucking, you know how it is doing this shit potting. Like when you're sick,
It's hard.
to keep your voice going for fucking this long.
Yeah, it can be very difficult. Like we're barely over an hour, and I can just hear your voice just being like, "I'm done. Please let me out of my misery."
But think about how much in your real life do you sit and talk like nonstop for 2 hours straight.
It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah. I used to scream for a whole hour sets of, in bands and shit. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm getting old. But yeah,
I would read out a Mark Tank I don't know what you call them, but I don't have them. So I'm sorry. I'm just biding time until Jim stops coughing.
it's cool. Yeah, but to the responsive, he's a fucking blessing in the wrestling industry. The big guy says, I equate it to the story of Jesus. You guys fucking love to stone me while I'm alive, but when I ghost you, you tell stories of my greatness.
Did he? He even had another tweet where somebody asked him how he feels about men jerking off to his physique. His response was, "Wank away, my friend."
Yeah, that's cool. I don't have a problem with that.
No, this is like the response was fantastic. Wank away.
Yeah. You want to jack up to me, fucking by all means, man.
Yeah, man. If that's what gets you off, man, fuck, I don't care. Just don't like jack off while like physically looking at me in a room. That'd be weird.
Yeah, that's a little different, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so I'm on.
Wouldn't it be weird if a guy was renting Ryback's house, took a video of him wanking it to a picture of Ryback, and then just put it on a DVD and put it in his DVD player?
Is it also on the same one as where we fucking? It's like me and you fucking hanging out eating ribs and doing blow and shit.
yeah, just in the middle, it's fucking one of us beating off to a picture of Ryback.
Did you
And
know
just
that
like
guy filmed
the
it?
load goes into a plant, and he just throws that plant away.
Maybe into the ice cube tray. This one's short and to the point. Armand, oh my god, I don't even know that last name. Says, respect Jim Neidhart. WWE should fired Ruby.
Yeah, there we go. That's how you do
Should
it.
fire her.
Fire her. Fired her.
Yeah, and this week's winner, Mr. Carlos Javier, says, that lesbian, she upset because Naffy don't want her. And other hand, I hope WWE doesn't give this lesbian a title match.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah, fuck that lesbian.
Is she a lesbian? I don't even know.
I don't think so. I really don't think
think
she is lesbian.
He just thinks that like any chick who's not attractive is a lesbian.
Any chick that is not attractive to him, because I
Probably
would
a lot of
not
them.
say no to Miss Ruby Riott.
Dude, she's hot, man.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point in life, I feel like maybe it's an age thing, maybe it's not. I don't know. Like you see typically hot chicks all the time, like
Yeah.
like a Mandy Rose or something. Like you've seen it so much, it doesn't even do anything for me. Like a typically hot blonde chick.
Unless
But,
you see
like
him in the wild. You know what I mean? You see him
Maybe.
in real life sometimes. It's like, oh, I didn't know you guys were real. I just thought you guys were on TV.
Oh no, they're real. They're everywhere. I
Well,
mean, you see
okay.
them all over the fucking place. Maybe
Well,
not up there.
Not everywhere. God damn. Where I work, I don't see girls like that. That's for sure.
Fucking Canada. Well, I'm not surprised by that. But I'll take like her or like oh god damn it, what's her name now? Oh, Blanchard. You know, got
Oh
like a
yeah.
different sort of look going on. It's good shit. So there you go. Fucking lesbians. I don't know if she is, man.
Fly lesbian seagull.
Also seeing her nudes, fantastic.
Yes.
Not a lot of nude leaks, man. There hasn't been any in a while.
No, I mean probably people are getting smarter.
Yeah.
As
Remember
weird as that
we
could
were
be.
just getting like WWE like nude leak after nude leak for a while there. That was such a good time. So much fun. It's like we do like a review of the news of the week. Like every week it'd be something else.
How's the quality of the photo?
Yeah, like the page porn we get to do, and like all the other ones.
Oh man,
Tons of-
we should try to get Brad Maddox on to talk about shooting and his production values.
Yeah.
Yeah, and why he recorded videos off of a video screen. Fucking
Yeah.
loser.
So let's fucking move on. What else do we want to talk about? Here, let's talk about the Federation, dude. What's going on over there?
The Federation will be recording WCW Slamboree 1996. It'll be out on the 15th. It seems to be a god awful show. It's got a lethal lottery with a horrible mismatch tag team tournament. Like the Steiner brothers aren't together. You know what I mean? And then every tag team is split up with a different guy. So it just seems like a mishmash. And Sting takes on the Giant for the WCW World Heavyweight title. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's there is a Conan Juice and Thunder Liger match though, which I'm excited to watch. So that should be yeah, exactly. That's my silver lining.
Yeah. That's not bad. So yeah, Slamboree 96 on the Federation. Check that show out everywhere podcasts are found. Pay-per-view Take Two we just released.
Yes.
Slamboree 2000.
Oh right, yeah. Now it's so coincides. It is so interweaving. Slamboree. Look at that.
It is. Interweaving.
Interwoven.
I love it. But yeah, that's out. I don't know what we're doing next. You can go over to our Patreon, patreon.com/Suplex City Limits. Hit that money mark tier, and you choose the next pay-per-view we do.
Yes. Do it now. Get them to watch the absolute drizzling shits. Like, have you guys did Legends of Wrestling yet?
We haven't. Because like, how do you rebook that? How do we save that?
You know, guys, if if you want to hit that money mark tier and just tell them Taller Fudge sent you, do Legends of Wrestling.
Oh my god! I don't know if we. I mean, I guess we'd have to. If somebody
you can
really
make your own Legends of Wrestling.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you had to make a case for where you'd use Yokozuna in the show, spoiler alert, there's no right answer.
Do you know how that pay-per-view Take Two is? We only can use the people who
that
appear
are
on the
there.
show.
Exactly. So like you'd have to use Yokozuna in some way, shape, or form, and there's no win in that situation.
Dude, especially that era.
The fucker dies in like 6 months.
Check out the episode. I think we actually took a show that was insanity, Vince Russo bullshit, and actually rebooked it into a pretty good fucking show. So.
Yeah, it's downloaded on my phone and it's ready for my my going. I got to go out today and then do some things, and it's going to be my listening for that.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
Sweet. So I guess we move on and talk about
Ultima Lucha.
Ultima Lucha. Okay.
Oh no, what else is there really to talk about?
Ultima Lucha Cuatro Part
Part
Dos.
Twos. Wow, I'm
Part
real
2,
good at
Electric
Spanish.
Boogaloo. I mean, here we go. We're at the end of the season for Lucha Underground, so that'll be moving off into the off season. That's one less thing to watch every week.
It is one less thing to watch every week, but now you got to listen to Jim say every week. I wish Lucha Underground was back.
I love it so much. It's my favorite wrestling product ever. I'm just gonna say it. For a long time, I was like, do I like this more than I like original ECW? And I think I do, just based on the stories and everything. I just fucking love it. So
Yeah,
it's a
no,
bump.
I can see that. ECW was never my thing.
We loved it back in the day. I mean, I was at that perfect age, what? So, 97, when barely legal, I was 16 years old. I was like right in the pocket for that shit, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you there.
And we got that too at the time. You know, I remember seeing like commercials for, back when they'd advertise pay-per-views. So we actually got that first one, and that blew my balls off, dude.
No, I can see that, being there, and not necessarily live, but at that moment in time. I can see that being a big thing, for sure.
Being 16 and watching that show with your friends, fucking A, dude.
Yeah. I remember the first ECW show I ever seen was ECW WrestlePalooza 97. And that was, when I bought that VHS probably around 2003, maybe. I was probably around 16 years old. And it was something else, man. That that's when I really started to be like, oh, Sabu. Who's this Sabu character?
Man. I knew who those guys were anyway because I was a little fucking PWI nerd when I was a kid, so I'd read PWI all the time. And they covered, everything. So you'd hear about these dudes. You see pictures of them, and you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
I want to see. Dude. You see Sabu in that, in the getup doing the point up, or like these other characters. You see him in PWI, and it's like, holy fuck.
Well, like we didn't get. I don't remember ever getting PWI in Newfoundland, but we had World of Wrestling, the WoW magazine, and I remember getting one in like 1999. Ric Flair was on the cover, and there was just like these like series of 3 photos of Sabu. And I would always look at it and be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
yeah, covered in scars and shit.
Yeah, covered in scars, and he's wearing the headdress, and I was like, man, like, this guy looks cool as fuck. And then when I got the internet and I could download individual matches, I started downloading all these Sabu matches. It's like, oh, more. I remember just being enamored because I'd always see this clip of what it turned out to be Hayabusa and what's the guy with all the tattoos or the Chinese, Japanese lettering all over his body?
Oh god, Shinzaki.
Shinzaki. It turned out being them against RVD and Sabu, but I always seen 2 Sabus, right? That was just before I watched that match. I'd see that clip and be like, "What is this match with 2 Sabus?" And it turns out it was Hayabusa and Sabu. I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Match is fucking fantastic.
It is. It really fucking is. I love it.
All 4 of those guys, Suplex City Limits Hall of Famers,
and by rights they should be.
Yeah. Check out our Hall of Fame on Facebook under the album section. Adding new people all the time, so
you know who's probably a good candidate for the SCL Hall of Fame in the future?
Who's that?
Phoenix, who's in the first match of Ultimate Lucha Part 2.
Oh, very, very well done.
Thank you. He's in a match with Dragon Azteca Jr. in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, we've made clear our stance on 2 out of 3 falls matches. At least they got them out of the way quick. It's like, get those 2 fuckers out of the way. And that's the thing, if you're just going to get them out of the way right away, why even fucking bother? Just don't do it. I don't like 2 out of 3 falls. I fucking hate it.
I can live with it for if it's a certain story being told. Like if you've done where these guys are always neck and neck and one wins one match and the other wins the other match, McRiddles are starting to come up again. But if that's the case, then I can live with a 2 or 3 falls match.
Yeah.
Once a year, maybe.
Yeah, this is pretty good shit. There's a crazy sick bump onto a fucking table that doesn't break. I am the table.
I got one question for you, Jim, because this is the only criticism that I have for Ultima Lucha. Does it take away the special factor that these match have with being all over the temple when every single one of the matches did it? Did you find yourself getting tired of that in the end like I did, or am I just a stickler?
I mean, I would say you're a stickler. I just disagree. No, I not at all. I thought it was awesome.
I thought it was awesome too, but I found by the time I got to Pentagon and the Moth, the hardcore aspect didn't play as much of a role on me because I thought that Mil Muertes and Mac killed each other. You know what I mean? And I
This
thought
whole
that
show,
match was great.
everyone killed each other. This whole show
It's
was
true.
awesome.
It's true.
It's like every match had just crazy shit in it. It was fucking dope, man. I loved it. But Melissa accidentally fucks Dragon over. Phoenix gets the win. Dark Phoenix, or Phoenix Dark, as we like to call him.
Yes, Phoenix Dark. Yeah, and then Melissa Santos leaves.
Yeah, and you get the Jim Vicious Hottie of the Week.
Oh,
Shoulder
I
up.
knew that this is what this is going to be. Yes, I liked her. I thought she did a good job. She had
Thought
that
she did
piss
a
and
good job,
vinegar.
too.
She I don't know. She channeled Eddie. You know, I thought
If
she
this
really
chick
had
wants to wrestle, is she gonna wrestle? Like, why is she not signed by WWE?
She had a
I
heart
don't-
problem, and WWE let her go.
What was her problem?
I don't know, but I know I think there was some kind of problem with her heart, and being a Guerrero, they were probably just like, "We're not touching this with a 10-foot pole."
Yeah, her husband works there.
You think, yeah. we
Married
all know
to,
how that works out. Aiden
Aiden
English.
English, if you guys didn't know.
What a fucking lucky dude.
Yeah, she's
That pale motherfucker.
she's fucking hot, and I thought she did a great job. They had Famous B come out and interrupt her, which I thought was a nice little break in the show.
Yeah.
And a promo thing done well. Like, she really fucking, she holds her own on there. Chavo shows up, and she ends up fucking whipping the shit out of Famous B. That was great, man.
Yeah. It's something that the WWE wouldn't be able to do if their life depended on it. A feel-good moment that didn't involve somebody almost dying in real life. Fuck.
It's true, man. It's funny because it's true. Yeah. And I thought she did a great job announcing the rest of the show, too. Ring
Yep.
announcing. Really
I
good.
agree. Because you've got the Southern Latin flair with the whole show anyways in the feel. And when you've got a lady out there, Melissa Santos, she says the names really well, but she in no way, shape, or form comes off as Mexican or lucha libre. She comes off as
She is.
yeah, but her I just find her Spanish does not seem or sound to my ears as true Spanish. It just seems like somebody that English first learned Spanish really well and precise. But I find like with Shaul Guerrero, you kind of get that twang to it, and like the accent and the gravel. I just find it works better, and it sounded more genuine to me.
Yeah. I feel that. I can feel that. But Melissa Santos is like next level hot. I mean, she's like,
Oh yes, yes.
that chick's like an 11 out of 10.
And then you got Brian Cage just wrecking that shit.
Yeah.
Just
Putting
tearing
babies
it up.
inside of it. Like, why are you tainting that beautiful woman with a fucking,
Treat it like a temple, motherfucker.
yeah, squirting your fucking steroid babies in her?
No wellness. That's another. So on the Being the Elite Halloween episode, they do a spoof on They Live, okay? And this girl comes up and chokes Adam Page, who's Roddy Piper. And when he puts on the glasses, it's Brian Cage in an ape mask.
Yeah.
And when he gets him, he shoots him. Says, "There's no fucking wellness policy on this ship." It's fucking hilarious.
It's fucking great. What else? We have Bill Mortis and the Mac death
Yes.
match.
Fantastic match, I thought.
It's pretty good. Don't bring weapons that you can't use into a match. Like, you should never bring an axe into a match.
I agree.
Or a sledgehammer. Triple H, you cunt. Don't bring that kind of shit into a match. It just doesn't. It's just awful to me. It just takes me out of it when you have an axe.
The only way I think a sledgehammer could work is if you had a gimmicked sledgehammer and you legit hit somebody in the head and the match was over.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's the only way you could ever use a sledgehammer. But Triple H punching somebody with his knuckles around a sledgehammer and then another guy kicking out does not suffice for me.
I thought this was really good. These guys beat the shit out of each other, stabbed each other in the fucking face and shit. Mac wins with a brick shot and a stunner, then does, drinks beers, and he just like stole Steve Austin's shit. He's like, "You're not using this anymore, so I'm going to."
He's been doing that for years, though.
I know he has. What did Steve Austin say about that?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever heard a stance on it, honestly. I would
I'd be
like
interested
to know.
to hear.
I
If
would
any
be
of
too.
you, if anybody knows, like, can point to some audio or something, hit me up, man. Let me know, because
Yeah.
I want to hear about that. But yeah, he probably wants money if he sees him. Goddamn, kid.
Goddamn kid, that's my gimmick, kid.
He owns the fucking royalties for that shit.
Stunner, that's mine,
Uh,
though. I own it.
Mundo Montanza in a sacrifice to the gods. I thought, dude, Matanza came out looking insane
Yeah.
with that mask and headpiece and shit.
It was pretty fucking dope. And then when he takes it off, he looks like Bane.
Yeah. I liked how they did. He didn't have the gauntlet on, and he ends up getting Matanza throws it like way the fuck up, which that's an interesting spot. You're like, what if you miss? Like he threw it up there in a pretty perfect way.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Jeff Cobb doesn't really do anything not perfect, it seems. Like, everything he does looks fucking fantastic.
Right.
Like, every Wrath of the Gods is in the dead center of the ring. Every one of them.
Yeah, he fucking ends up slamming him through the top of what is a cooler. It's a cooler, I guess, that they use for the entrance. And then walks back down, and I really loved how, like, as he's coming down the stairs, I get the perfect shot. The doors open up, and the smoke comes out, and fucking Mundo's there in the pose with the gauntlet on. Like, it was so awesome. I was like, I popped so hard for it, man.
It was good. It was good. They really did a good job with that match. They did a good job with all the matches here, really. But this one here was fun. Like, that was
interesting.
A good moment.
Yeah. How interesting was it to see Matanza, too, like, on the run?
Yeah.
Like, after Mundo comes out with that on, like, Matanza's running from him. I thought that was, like, you don't see that very often.
And you know what? It's smart because you've also got, this is possibly the last time we see Matanza. Because how does he come back from running away? You know what I mean?
Well, he got killed.
Well, no, that's what I mean. Like, this is the perfect time to do it. Because it didn't, they killed him off. So now his character doesn't have to suffer from coming off as that kind of guy, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Fair. And then they add to this, they had a cool vignette with Aerostar. I like that as well. You can see, like, he has to take the gauntlet off or you're going to become, the god will inhabit you. And you can see it, like, happening to Mundo. I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. I did like that as well. I liked how they hinted, or, before his match, they had him, with Taya, just be like, if I get sacrificed to gods, just so you know, I love you, right? And then, we get what happens when he comes back into the room there at the end of the show. But it takes a sharp left. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, we already missed that. That was at the beginning of the show, huh? Yeah. Where Taya becomes the host for the doll, which is funny because, like, we said that on the show, like, whatever, months ago. It's like, oh, it'd be cool if the doll, like, inhabited somebody Chucky style. Fuck yeah, they did it.
Yeah, I'd say they were listening to us, but this was wrote before. So
yeah, but this was recorded in 2014 or something. Way Lucha Underground does shit. Pentagon and Marty the Moth had a fucking bloodbath.
It was. They were definitely trying to have the bloodiest match on television history.
Dude, I give all of the props to Marty.
Yep. He doesn't seem like that kind of wrestler, but he fucking went at it. Like, when he got thrown through that glass, it looked like his hands even got just cut the fuck up. And you could tell that he was kind of trying to work around his hands being mangled. So, good on him.
He posted a picture that night, too, and it's a picture of, like, from the temple, and it's, like, the concrete out in the audience.
Yeah.
And there's just this massive pool of blood. Holy fuck. God, it was pretty crazy, man. That guy's one of the best working out there. I don't even care.
Yeah.
The character, the promos, the matches, the crazy shit he'll do.
Yeah,
dude,
he's great on the mic.
Choke slam through all those chairs and shit in this too.
Yeah, I would put an argument for he would be one of the guys that I would hire for that promotion just because of his character work.
Yeah, he is fucking good. Penta beats Marty the Moth, becomes the champion. About to break his arm. He had Reclusa, who was out. And after that, Vamp is in the ring, gives the belt over to Pentagon. And then double crosses him, and we get the appearance. They didn't mention his name, but his name is Hexagon Dark.
Oh, okay. Who plays him?
I had to ask the experts. over at Lucha Blog. He says that is Australian Suicide is that guy's name.
Oh, okay.
He is
Australian Suicide. But is he just a guy that dresses up like Suicide from TNA, just from Australia?
He's not. His name is Broderick Shepherd's his real name. In wrestling, he wrestled as Ryan Rollins and then Australian Suicide. Suicide.
Oh, okay.
Suicide.
Super Australian Super Size.
Yeah.
He's
but
trained by Lance
He
Storm.
wrestles in AAA. So
He looked good. You know, hopefully I'd like to see more of him when he comes, if they do season 5.
yeah, I think do you know, is Lucha Blog on Twitter? Is that Cubs fans Twitter? I think it is.
Maybe. I thought
like
Cubs fan though had his own Twitter.
Maybe he does. That Lucha Blog dude knows his shit. He fucking is so on point about everything. Like, if you ever want to watch AAA live or any of that kind of shit, just watch it and like follow along with that guy on there. He posts awesome shit. Tons of insight.
The first thing that happens when I type in Cubs fan Twitter, I get Lucha Blog.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very possible that that's Cubs fan.
I think that is. Yeah. I know the dude who is Cubs fan. I'm friends with him on Facebook and shit. Known him for a long time. On there anyway. Talk to him and shit. Dude knows his shit.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he's a
aficionado
to
I'm expert. Yeah.
To
he's
Lucha
fucking
Blog.
good. And what else we have in this? Jake Strong.
Yeah, the ending that I absolutely despised.
Thinking about that too, I guess I want to go back to that Hexagon Dark. Hexagon Dark is Vampiro's master.
That made no sense to me, by the way, because he looks so
weird,
goddamn
right?
young.
His master is this little like dude.
Yeah, that to me was a little bit of a letdown. I feel like you could have had a better master, but
it could be a cool story though.
Yeah, no, it could be a cool story. I would have felt like Killer Cross would have been better suited for this than. But then again, though, this story could start next year, and it might be fucking fire. So who knows?
We didn't get much closer to the Killer Cross, did we?
No, I don't think we got any.
Not really. We just kind of saw him last week in a match, and
yeah,
I guess that continues. But yeah, Jake Strong cashes in, and breaks Penta's angle, becomes the champion. And I was like, oh god, Tyler's gonna hate this.
Yep, I did. I did hate it. But they did.
Also took the gauntlet too.
What's that?
He also took the gauntlet.
Yes, yeah. I do like where they're going in the story with this, because they show him going back into the limo. This is prior to him beating up. Who did he beat up for the gauntlet? Mundo, yes. And they go into the.
Oh wait, how the fuck did that come around? Yeah,
I thought Mundo gave back the gauntlet to Aerostar.
He did. Maybe he took it from Aerostar.
Maybe he took it. Yeah, maybe he could have taken it from Aerostar. And then when they go back to the limo, you've got Antonio Cueto, Jake Strong, the cop, and then the guy in the back who was in the dark smoking a cigar turns out to be Wade Barrett, who says something about bad news. I popped.
Yeah.
I like where they're going. I feel like if they do make a season 5, next year's going to be all out fucking craziness with the war starting with all the gods.
Yeah. And to clarify, that's how that goes. Black Lotus, backstage, she knows that Matanza killed her parents, and she has the gauntlet, so she fucking kills Matanza.
Right. Yes.
He was dragging the gauntlet,
yes.
And then Strong attacks him and takes the fucking gauntlet.
Yes, because Dragon got it from Aerostar, saying he needed it for somebody. And he gives it to Black Lotus, who kills Matanza with it, gives it back to fucking Dragon Aztec, who gets attacked. Yes.
Yeah. And also they did show a little thing with Taya as the doll. She says she's a god. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Beats the shit out of Mundo.
They get in, they basically all deliver like the bad news, and then like as the light comes up, yeah, that's what he says. Does anyone else have any bad news?
Yeah.
All right then. And dude, as crazy as it sounds, I was stoked for it. I think he'd be great in that role.
I've always been a fan of Wade Barrett's work. The guy's got a good look. He's a good talker. He seems to be able to get almost anything they give him over. Because like the fact that he got that Bad News Barrett thing over just blows my mind.
I liked fucking the bad news thing.
I did too. That fucking podium, the gavel, my God, that was fantastic.
And then they took it away from him.
Yeah, like what how dare you get over?
Do you remember League of Nations, dude?
Oh, Jim, why do you have to bring that up?
Why do you
I had that.
you?
Yeah, like I had that. Forgot all about it. Man, come on, give me a fucking break, you chode.
League of Nations, dude.
The fucking Sheamus, Rusev. Who was it? Sheamus, Rusev, Barrett.
Cesaro?
Oh, was it Del
No, maybe
Rio?
not.
Del Rio.
Yo. Yeah. Wolf.
Yeah, Wolf is right. Buzz, your girlfriend, Wolf.
Yeah, we're not done with this though, because Aerostar, who collected both halves of the fucking necklace, didn't learn his lesson after bringing Phoenix back. He brings Dario back.
Yes, and I'm so stoked to see how they do this. Dario and Antonio going around. I'm glad Dario's back though, because I like Dario better than Antonio. I think that was a damper on this season for me.
Yeah, the Antonio thing, I thought it was like, I'll give it a pass just because of how ambitious it was.
Yeah.
And how like I just love the idea. Like, of course you're gonna kill the guy and then bring him back in a costume as his father. That's just amazing. Like,
Yeah.
But it wasn't as good, yeah.
No, because like every time I seen him, I always thought of Dario. I was like this, because like I always thought this was gonna go where this is just Dario dressed up as his father.
Yeah.
But
There's something to learn from this, man. WWE could really learn from that, you know, in the sense of like, if you need somebody to do an acting thing, get a fucking actor, you know?
Yeah, hire a real actor, not a
Yeah,
wrestler.
this guy, you'll see him around. I've seen him in like
I've seen the commercials.
commercials. He's in like Spanish speaking like soap operas and shit. Yeah, an actual actor.
Well, I mean, they let the Miz do movies. Why can't they just take a movie star? You know,
I think he's
got to
great
get physical.
Yeah. So as Dario comes up out of the fucking coffin, you get to be continued. It better be continued.
I hope so. They clued up a lot of things, which in a way made me feel like they might be closing it out or getting ready. Like if it does close, at least this is said and done. But there's so much leading on that just made me think in the back of my head, how dare you end this?
If it ends, how are they going to tell it? They better finish the story somehow.
They like because they did do those comic books for a little while. So if it does end, there's always the comic book they can always go back to.
I don't want to read a comic book, Vince. I want to watch the show. Well, we'll see where we end up. Hopefully it's back for many more seasons.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. It's always I love all the options. You know what I mean? I like having the option of watching Lucha Underground because it's just an easy access to Lucha Libre that is geared to me instead of me having to learn Spanish and deal with shitty fucking AAA.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
Good shit there. I mean, dude, Raw and SmackDown were in Manchester. That crowd for SmackDown was hilarious.
It was very small, very, very tiny.
Dude, you can't even sell out over there. Holy shit.
Or even come close. Like the whole other side was empty, taped off.
Yeah, very bad. Raw, okay, what do we got on Raw, really? I thought Raw was abysmal. One of the worst Raws I've watched in a long time.
I'm not going to lie. This is the God's honest truth, Jim. I watched a quarter of Raw, then read the results because I was very bored, and said, you know what? There's fucking nothing I need to see here. And I turned it off. I will fully admit that, and I will take the backlash. But this Raw show, from here on out, if I fucking can't get through it, I'm not forcing myself because it's garbage. Can't do it. It's so bad. So bad. I'll watch the YouTube clips like I did this week. SmackDown, on the other hand, was great.
They had 2 face wins on Raw this week.
Yeah.
The whole show was just pissing in your face, really.
Well, the face wins weren't even real face wins. Apollo Crews won a match. Ooh, that's not a happy, uplifting face win because he's going to lose his next 6.
All right, let me see here. I'm going to take you through a quick run. Let's see here. So we had the women's with the sunglasses. We talked about that. Cruz defeats Mahal. At least Cruz gets a win. Maybe they'll do something with him. Probably not.
Like, fuck, they will.
Rollins uses Roman's cancer in an angle. So there's that. I thought Seth, actually, if I had to say there was something even worthwhile in here, Seth versus AOP was decent.
It's different, because you got Seth without a tag team partner taking on, a formidable tag team, and at least the titles go on a tag team, and at least the titles have disappeared from this fucking stupid story.
It does nothing for those guys.
No.
It's like you put the belts on these dudes, and instead of it meaning anything or being anything, it's just like they beat one little fucking gay dude with blonde hair. And
it takes them.
That doesn't do anything for them.
If they wanted to make AOP, feel important after this, they would have had AOP tromp them, or just kill Seth in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, then they have Ambrose come out and attack him afterward.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's more of the same. Like, didn't we
Elias.
We got the 6-way was literally the same 6-way we've seen for weeks, right?
The women's one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How? Like, when that came on, man, I was just like, fuck. I can't do this.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Elias was super over. He defeats Ziggler in a terrible match.
And how is that? Elias, he's like the fucking, in top 5 baby faces of this company. Why? How? What have you done wrong to make that happen?
There's no characters on the show. The people are so starved for a character that they've been cheering this Elias, even though he's supposed to be a heel. It's like, oh my god, a character.
Blows my mind.
Because there's no other characters on this show. What other characters are these guys? None. Let's see. What else we got? Ronda Rousey comes on and cuts a promo. Nia comes out. It's really bad. Nia defeats Ember Moon. And Moon is the most over woman on this show. Remember on Evolution, she was the most over chick on the show?
Yeah. I mean...
Holy shit, gapping out over there.
Yeah, no, I seen this. I got a Twitter notification, and it was Pac had a tweet that said, "Kiss my muscular arse," and it's just he is in such good shape now, Jim.
Oh yeah, he's in like super heel mode on Twitter too.
Oh, I got to show you this fucking. Keep on going about this Raw show because this Raw show sucks. I'd rather look at pictures of Pac half naked.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I'd rather look at half-naked pictures of this dude.
And send it to my buddy.
Nia defeats Moon. And then Tamina comes out. And they both attack Moon. So Nia is a heel again, dude.
Yeah, I mean, she's the big show of the women's roster, essentially.
It never ends. She's a heel, she's a face, she's a heel. And what, so her and Tamina are together?
Scissor Sisters, yes.
The Scissor Sisters.
I sent you that
Strowman
picture.
Chase. Holy fuck, are you serious?
Right? Now do you understand
No.
why I gapped out? Because that's him. That's a picture that he posted on Twitter. Kiss my muscular arse.
Dude, that looks ridiculous, man.
It does. Now you understand why I couldn't speak for a second. I was aroused.
That's disgusting, dude.
It is.
That's out of control, dude.
That's well, we know what he was doing the whole time he was quiet.
Also, pull your pants up. Why do I see your fucking pubes? What's going on there? Does it not look like he's got like a lot of extra skin right there? Where the fuck is that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, it's disgusting. Anyway. That's nasty.
That's nasty.
Yeah, Strowman chases Corbin's car. He can't run. Lashley defeats Balor.
Again.
And I want to talk about this. So, because Corbin left, McIntyre takes on Angle. He not only beats Angle, he clowns him like they're going to fire this guy or something.
Yeah.
Did he piss somebody off? I don't understand. I mean, they clowned him to the bone on this. He did the angle slam. He fucking taps out to the ankle lock and shit.
I mean, I doubt it. I don't know. They might just be going in a different shift.
But dude, it's one thing to, like I said, to beat him, but dude, they clowned him. They did everything they could, like, to bury him. I don't understand. It's very confusing.
I don't know. The WWE is a hard thing to think. Did they do this? Did they not? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, do you really need to see him around though? You know what I mean?
Well, no, but I don't know. You take a legend and then like just make a mockery of him. It's very random.
I will say this: if there was ever a guy to do it for Drew McIntyre, you can make a great case for him being the one to punk Kurt Angle out. So
yeah. So yeah, SmackDown. Holy shit! SmackDown was an entertaining show. How did this happen?
Well, somebody got their head out of their ass, obviously, and they decided to. Well, I really like the show-long storyline of Daniel Bryan and The Miz kind of getting along, and then Daniel Bryan just losing the shit at the end of the show. I thought that was a well-placed storyline. The matches on the show were decent matches. You had Ray and Almas, that was a good match. You had the tag team match, that was a good match. And you also, I even thought that the Samoa Joe and Jeff Hardy match was entertaining enough.
Dude, I thought this whole show, other than the women's segment, where they were just deciding the team.
Oh, yeah, with
I
Mandy
didn't fast
Rose,
forward any of the show this week.
Yeah, no, that's the only thing that I fast forward.
Yeah, I fast forwarded. Well, I watched that part, but so I actually watched all of SmackDown. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was a good show. I will say it got my thumbs up. I didn't watch it till last night, but it was good. I felt like it was what a week to kind of skip Raw and just watch SmackDown. I really liked that.
Yeah, New Day defeat the Usos, or defeated by the Usos. Sorry, then they picked the New Day as a team. Quick question: who else would they have picked? Name a SmackDown tag team. Go.
oh no. SmackDown, The Bar.
Okay, and name another one. Yeah.
I
don't know. I
don't
have the
either.
answer either, 'cause I can't think of another one either.
Wow. Yeah. They got to find 3 more.
It's Fandango's out.
Yeah.
And Rowan is out.
Yeah.
The Colognes, are they on that show?
Oh, maybe. Let me do a quick search.
What show are the Good Brothers on, man? Are they on
they're on SmackDown. They are on SmackDown.
You wouldn't know it.
Okay, here we go. SmackDown. Oh, no, that's Tag Team Championship history. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, dude.
It really doesn't.
The fact is they don't have any. So, yeah. What else we have here? I mean, the team, I guess you got to decide a team with Miz, Bryan, Ray, Shane, and Joe.
Yeah, I don't know why Shane's there. They can't have a team without Shane.
But all about him.
Man.
I did like the shit, though, with Miz and Bryan, where, like, they'd keep looking at each other afterwards. And then it would get weird.
Yeah. I thought it was a great story. It was at least, it was fun, because there's only so much of this butting heads you can watch. You know what I mean? I didn't need to see Miz and Daniel Bryan argue for 2 hours again. But the revelation that they're kind of getting along, and that further cements the fact that Miz could be turning babyface with Shane turning heel after what happened. So just doing a little switcheroo. And I'm up for it. I like
Becky, you had a great promo.
Yeah.
She does an open challenge. Nikki Cross out. I don't think a debut. I don't think you'll see her back next week or anything.
You might not, but I mean, I wouldn't judge it on her loss because is she really going to get pushed really hard on the SmackDown brand?
Well, I think you come out if you debut and you have a really competitive match with the champion. I think that's that's good.
Yeah,
So,
whether you lose or not, I find it's fine. Like Andrade Cien almost came out and had a great match with Xavier Styles. He lost, but still at the same time, it was like this guy can go with the champ. That should show you enough right there.
Mysterio defeated Almas, who did not have Vega with him.
She's injured.
Why? Because she has a concussion.
Yep.
From how Naya threw her onto Tamina.
Yep.
So those two idiots are getting a push together on Raw. Awesome.
Yeah, good to know. Good to know.
Then Orton attacks Ray afterward, which is typical. I mean, I didn't like this either, right? So it's just two old guys fucking feuding with each other.
If there's anybody to have a match with Randy Orton, at least it's Rey Mysterio, who can at least be what you'll look out for in that match. Because I've seen Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio matches. They're okay. Because Rey Mysterio just does this high-flying shit around Randy Orton, who's a great base for that kind of thing. So it would be better than a Big Show Randy Orton match or the Randy Orton matches we've seen in the past with like Bray Wyatt. So
yeah, and then this women's segment. The team is Carmella, Naomi, Sonya Deville, Asuka, and Charlotte. Except Charlotte doesn't come out.
Well, she refuses to. She doesn't want to because she's a loser in her mind.
They didn't say why she didn't on the show.
Oh no, I just assumed.
Not that I caught.
Well, because she was asked in the back last week if she would be on the team, and she said, or if she would be the captain, and she politely declined, saying that she doesn't deserve it. And
she said, "I guess I'm just a fat piece of shit."
Yeah, just a fat piece of shit. Fat piece of shit. Yes, that's what she's channeling. She figures she'd pay homage to good old Leon.
Yeah, there would have to be another mass shooting in Orlando for Naomi to get a push in this company. Honestly, how fucking dead is that chick?
Yeah, she's
But yeah, they run this like Mandy Rose and DeVille thing. Like they're breaking up, and they kind of have a thing back and forth. Like, really, dude, I'm supposed to jump in for a story on that.
And
DeVille
people still push.
People
still push.
Shirt.
Sorry.
No, how many shirts do you think that chick sold?
6.
How many shirts does a lesbian fake MMA gimmick woman sell? Honestly, I don't. Honestly, she's not an MMA fighter. She's a fake MMA fighter.
She had like what, 2 matches or something
in a company that has like 4
real
legit
MMA fighters.
Yeah, ones. So
yeah. No, I agree. And when you take that they're breaking up, or it seems like they're breaking up this team, and you still hear people like, "Oh yeah, they should do the women's tag team championship." It's just like, guys, when your tag teams are just breaking up right now. It's like, come on, give me a break.
Thanks. The only thing I saw from NXT, I never finished the show, but I did see a really fun match between Heavy Machinery and the Forgotten Sons.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I thought that was good. Dozovich is a fucking star.
Dozovich is a star. He's a goddamn machine. I love him.
Just like while Light is in the ring, Dozovich is on this apron making it better by going, "Oh yeah,
Tucky,
get him, Tucky." He's fucking great, man. That guy, you just bring him up, and well, Vince would fuck it up, but I mean, to me, Dozovich is like a face star just waiting to happen. He's so good.
Man. Just piss and vinegar, run out and just plow through everybody. Just have everybody cheer his no neck body.
Yeah, weights and steaks, dude. Is that
Yeah,
what it is?
like he's Taz, only better.
Yeah, he's got so much fucking charisma. He's so fucking funny. Good stuff. I don't know what else happened on NXT.
There was a good Johnny Gargano bit where he had a video of him walking the court where he attacked Aleister Black, and by the time he gets to the end of the video, he's at a spot where Aleister Black was found laying. And it was a good story where he talked about how he's still the same Johnny Gargano, but over time he had learned that sometimes you have to play a little dirty. Look at how Ciampa's gotten to where he is. He's gotten there by doing it the dirty way. And he said, "You know what? I kind of like this dark side. And he's just like, and does this look familiar? This is where I laid you out, Aleister Black. Blah, blah, blah. And it went on, and it was really good. It was really good and well done. I thought it was a great build for the story.
I love the idea, too, now that you could actually put Gargano and Ciampa back together as heels.
Yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Well, it is
they're
amazing.
doing that, right?
Yeah, it is. There was a point, though, where Gargano did say, I do hate Tommaso Ciampa. You know what I mean? He's still my enemy. But he just, you know, he's got to, if you want to beat him, join him kind of deal.
Yeah.
So I think it would be great if they did join back up and just became the two top heels of NXT. That'd be a really good story to tell. And then, you know, you can build up a team of, you know, not necessarily guys from the indies, but guys that you're trying to make yourself. And if you want to make them the next heel team, try to do a double turn where these guys turn face, and then that should catapult these guys as super heels. So, you know, there's all kinds of give and flow that you can do.
And yeah, and what, next week is Survivor Series? And
Next
TakeOver?
weekend, yeah. Good God Almighty is right.
There you go. I think that is the week in wrestling.
It's pretty close to it, yeah. I'd say so. It was a big week in wrestling. There was a lot of shit this week.
Indeed, there was. Shout outs to our friends in podcasting. Of course, the Federation, Sat Pod, The Strap, Shooting the Shiznit, THT, Smack It Down. Check out Nuclear Heat Graphics for some fucking wrestling artwork. These aren't wrestling posters. You can't, if you live with a woman, you can't get away with putting like wrestling posters on the living room wall. But these you can if you get a frame, because they are art, my friend. I've got Liger, Hayabusa, and Abdullah the Butcher all hanging, framed in my living room.
There you go.
And they look badass. So check him out. He's got all kinds of good stuff over there. Let's do our Twitter shout-outs.
Let's do it.
Get the fuck out of here. Retweet our pinned episode on Twitter. Get yourself a shout-out on the show. Like Glenn Schneider, Johnny Utah. I always wonder, like, if Johnny Utah moved, would he become like Johnny Idaho?
Johnny Florida.
Johnny Florida? I think Johnny Florida is a different guy, isn't he?
Is it? I don't know.
I think there is a Johnny Florida. Bobby Anthem. Oh, boy.
That
Over at
beautiful
Inhuman
voice,
Experience.
motherfucker.
Fuck. I forgot to fucking plug those
Hey,
guys.
you plugged them right now.
Yeah, Inhuman Experience. Check those boys out. Tony Vasquez, Dom Homie, Wrestling's High Marks. Also good dudes. Check them out. Big Body Sam, Terry Ansel. He requested that we have a fucking Mark Tank this week. That one is for you, buddy. Bruce Weaver, Infamous Chris Savage, THT Wrestling. LPH, Lance Levine from Shooting the Shiznit. J Dune, Dirtbag Baby. Jock Quixote, Eric Turner, Kayla Morganfield, Lime Link, Klondike Bill, Balls Deep Network, Lee Unwin, Cody Hatch, Well Kept and Unclean, EMZT Podcast, AC Patty, Fat Superman, Evil Evan, Smack It Down Podcast, Scotty from the Sat Pod. Scotty from the Sat Pod was first this week, according to this.
He's a tremendous gentleman.
He's a tremendous gentleman. So I think that's it, dude. What we got next week, we'll be back. We'll preview some Survivor Series, some TakeOver.
Yeah, and then just the rigmarole in the week of wrestling minus Lucha Underground, because next week seems to be a little bit lackluster.
Well, we just got less to do. Maybe we'll check out some Impact. I don't know.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Check out some MLW. Who knows what we'll do?
Yeah. Maybe we'll check out something on that Powerbomb.tv. Who knows?
There's so much wrestling, dude.
There is.
But I think that's it, man. You got anything else to add before we depart?
I don't think so. Check me out on the Smack It Down podcast. Whenever that show is going to come up. I don't know when it's coming up. We'll be recording it tonight. And I did some artwork for those fellas. So you'll be seeing their... if you say, oh my God, look at that fancy new design these guys have. Just tell them, it's all me.
There it is. I think that's going to do it for this week. As always, we thank you very much for listening. Until next time, may you get all of the dick and or pussy you desire. Remember, a winner is you, and be excellent to each other.
Feel your hands on the